Okay, Jupyter Notebook. So we just type Jupyter Notebook, and if you have installed Jupyter Notebook, it will automatically fire it up. When I click on the new thing, you have Julia 1.5.3 in just above Python 3. For example, here is a simple code to print hello world. So I'll not write hello world, I will write honey of knowledge. Let's see if it works. Yeah, so successful. We have written the first piece of Julia code. Julia walks like Python, runs like C. Wow, this is a very good line. Walks like Python, runs like C. Great. Which goes to say that it's easy like Python and it's fast like C. In Julia, we just can write in this way. Okay, let's just use this. Control C. Okay, it's a 1 cross 3 array with we have a 2 cross 2 array, and now what we will do is 1 comma 1. So this has to be 1 as expected. Now if we do 1 comma 2, this will be, just guess, it will be 2 exactly. Now what about 2 comma 1? It must be 3. So let's just do that. 2 comma 1 is 3. What about 2 comma 2? It would be 4. So let's do that as well. It's 4. So now we know how to access array and make them. We do this kind of a thing. We just put a space between the numbers. So that space tells the Julia that those numbers are in the same row but they are different numbers. The semicolon guides Julia to change the rows. So if you have to visualize this, if you have to change columns, you just put a space. It's pretty much, I mean, visually it's appealing as well. And if you have to change rows, you put a semicolon. That's also intuitive enough. Now to access, there's a bit of a difference here. In usual languages, what we do is we put a box and nest the boxes like 1, 2, 3 and all in boxes. But over here inside the same box we have to use the comma. You can see over here, this is 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2. So it's slightly different than other languages. Let's create a string. YouTube channel, honey of knowledge. Great. How do we access the individual letters? We just say the box, inside the box we write that. Okay, YouTube. Let's do the third. It should be n as expected. Now they have also said that I can get the strings from certain index to a certain index. So how about just printing out knowledge? That would be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's count this as blank. 6, 7, 8, 9. It should be from 10 onwards. So YouTube 10, and what do you do that? We put a colon. Okay, so this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Oh, we get the knowledge thing. Get length of a string in Julia, length method. You just write length and example. Let's check example, length, and then inside that thing. Okay, let's use that. Oh yeah, so for length of a string, what we need to do is just use length in all small letters. Length inside the bracket string. What we have done over here, you can see this length YouTube, which is 18. Control V. Okay, so in this way for can be used. So let's just see what happens. It's printing in the same line, so we have to do something so that it does not print in the same line. Oh, got the idea over here. So let's not print it. Let's do one thing, that let's just add the numbers. That will be much better to get a feel of it. So this is the last thing which we will do. Let's use j equal to 0 and j is equal to j plus I. So let's just decrease this also. Let's just have just three numbers. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So our j should be 3 at the end of it. So we will write 6. Yeah, as expected. This is how we use for loop. We just write for I in the length of the loop you want to have, and the operation you want to do inside the loop, and then end the loop, and if you want to print it, print it. So this is pretty much what we did in Julia for today. We printed strings, arrays, accessed the arrays, matrices, accessed the matrices. Then we also access the strings by creating honey of knowledge. We found out the length of string using length command over here, and then we understood use a for loop.